Welcome to the Small Business Show. My name is Swire from Garuda Promo. Today we have a new session today. I'm happy to have Vivian Campbell from Vivian Campbell Consulting to be here today. She's a hospitality expert with a lot of experience, help launching hotel, helping with the customer service. And she's also a book author for 101 Ways Stop Losing Your Customer. Good morning, Vivian. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing fabulous. Happy Friday to you.
Happy Friday. Would you mind telling our viewer a little bit about what you do and what you're passionate on, and how you decided to be helping the hospitality industries?
Sure, absolutely. Well, I have been in the industry for over 20 years. And, I have done, I can't say everything, but I have thrown high profile major parties in Los Angeles for many years. I've also run food and beverage operations for hotels. And I've also opened a couple of hotels. If you've ever been to the W Hollywood, I opened that hotel, and also the Line Hotel in Koreatown. And so I do have a passion for opening hotels. I'm an operational guru, and I love just getting in the middle of everything and putting it all together. So that's a huge passion of mine. Most well, for about, maybe 7 years now, I've had my consulting company, and I go into hotels and I help them with whatever issues they're having. I find that when people seek outside help, they get guidance and perspective, and it can really help them get over whatever hurdles that they're having.
Mhm.
And it's just wonderful, going in and helping out and watching hotels and people and teams grow and become better than they already are. So I love doing it.
Right. I love that, you have been in the industry, for a long time. So bring to our, discussion for today, the challenges in the hospitality industry. So
Mhm,
for obvious reason with COVID, there's been a real hard hit. And, I've
mhm.
known, people contact from networking that I know, there are different challenges that are facing, especially, this time you reach out to all the housekeeping department, right? So
Yes,
you
yes.
ask them a lot of questions, ask the feedback that you're bringing onto the show. Can you speak a little bit about that, and what are some of the challenges that you have received back from?
Sure. So our wonderful hospitality industry, everyone knows, has been hit so hard. Everything from keeping up with all the guidelines to reopen or stay open, just getting all the supplies that are needed in order to be open.
Mhm.
Also, there's revenue management, right? Like, do I have enough money to bring all the employees that I furloughed, right?
Right.
Since some of the hotels are not running at full occupancy, do they have enough money to bring back all the people they need? What does that look like? What is their cash flow looking like? Also, their sales and marketing, right? A lot of hotels are not operating with their entire sales teams. And what are they marketing to people right now? Are they getting the word out that it is safe to come and stay at their hotels?
Mhm.
And then when they do get customers, customers want services when they're at hotels, whether they're on business or pleasure. So, what does the food and beverage operation look like right now? Right? There's new ways to deliver food and get customers what they need. And then, most importantly, is the housekeeping department right now, right? You know, um, the housekeeping, they have all these new procedures that they
Right.
have to do right now. And, one of the things that I've been talking about and that you'll hear a lot about is that housekeeping is something that's done that nobody notices unless it's not done, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so right now, it's being noticed. It's in the forefront more than ever, right?
Yeah.
The spotlight is on this department like never before.
Mhm.
And so what does that look like for the teams. And so, I reached out to some housekeeping leaders in our
Uh-huh.
industry to see what their top challenges are. And, as you can imagine, all the extra time to clean all this extra stuff in the room, right? Like if you were to go and travel and stay someplace right now, your room is going to be the cleanest that I believe it's ever been, right? There is attention to detail like never before.
Uh-huh.
But all of that extra time and attention to detail, which of course we always wanted or expected, um, it's taking up a lot of extra time and
Yeah.
adding on a lot of extra costs right now. Um, where our housekeeping team members are given so many rooms per day with all of the extra cleaning, they can no longer clean that same number of rooms a day, right? So the number of rooms that they can truly get through is much lower now. And so it becomes extra costs with overtime, trying to get the rooms done effectively the way they need to be. So that's a big challenge for them. Also, they're going through more disinfecting sprays more than ever, right?
Yeah. Sure.
Their orders have been, one level and now they've doubled and they've tripled, right? Like it's really crazy. So that's challenging for them. And also with our supply chain, being able to get in all the supplies that they need. So that's another challenge. Um,
I think the question is, from what I've heard from people is,
mhm.
I know people like the existence to do business and do hard and work is they can go travel, right?
Right, right,
We've all known people like that. So
right.
they don't they like to travel. It's just whatever
Yes.
they have to travel, right?
Mhm,
So they've been telling me that they actually go to like a tourist attraction, where
mhm,
people like to go like by the ocean, by the mountain.
mhm.
It's actually pretty full at the hotel. There's
Absolutely.
actually people still traveling and they wanted to get away. Uh, but then I think for a hotel that are able to accommodate customer right now, I think the number one concern that I have too is how clean are they? Are they really cleaning the room? Like what are the
Yes.
extra procedure that they do? Because if I'm comparing two place to stay,
Mhm,
I
mhm.
will look for places that, at least from what I can read or what they can assure me, that they are cleaning better. They have a better procedure. So, is it the same conversation that you have had with departments that have you talked to?
Absolutely. Once they get in all of their new procedures down, that's where the marketing comes in, right?
Mm.
For sales and marketing, they need to be able to market and let their customers know this is what we're doing at our hotel, cleaner rooms, better safety, right?
Mhm.
Like you can come here and trust that we're taking care of you. And, after being in the hospitality industry for so many years, and just knowing so many wonderful team members, I believe that the cleaning is to take care of the employees as well as the customers. And
Yeah.
that's something
Mhm.
that we can't forget. The customers are so important, right? We need the customers in, we need to bring in that revenue. But those employees are very important as well. And without them, we wouldn't be able to be open, to be there for the customers. So I
Mhm.
think the cleaning and the safety, that's super important for both the employees and the customers. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think the happier they are, the
Hmm.
more motivated they are, then the better they perform.
Absolutely. And so while, they're having a, it's a difficult time. Now they're trying to clean all of these rooms with all of these extra steps with a mask on, right?
Mhm.
And even when you go out just to go to the grocery store or something, it's a little bit tougher, right? It's a little bit more uncomfortable while you're wearing the mask.
Mhm.
So now imagine if you had to clean your entire home with your mask on. How would that feel for you, right? Wouldn't that be a little bit harder, a little bit tougher? to clean your entire house with a mask on?
Yeah, it's a whole different experience. You sometimes when you start breathing a little bit more heavy, going up and down, it is very uncomfortable. But for your safety, you got to have it on.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, one of the things, or one of the products that I have been recommending to our housekeeping leaders is this new product called FlySense UV. Do you have a slide of that?
Yeah,
That
I'll
you
bring it
can
up.
show everybody? Great. So I know that this is when you're looking at it head on, and I know it might be hard to see. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of the things that this intelligent product has behind it. It has a sound sensor. Okay. So this product can detect if there's a high level of noise in the room. Okay. So, say for instance, uh, there is, I don't know, extra partying or maybe even fighting, the
Mhm.
sensor can pick that up and send that back to the dashboard that someone has either on their laptop, computer, or their phone.
Okay.
It also counts the number of occupancy, which I think is amazing. This product is so intelligent. Um, it also can detect if there's vaping going on. There's a special um, ingredient in vaping that the sensor picks up. And, and on top of that, this amazing product also disinfects every object in the room. This is one of the reasons why I love this product so much. I happen to be a germaphobe, so I definitely need for every object in a room to be clean before I'm staying in it. Why
Right.
don't you show them the other picture so that they can see this is when FlySense is mounted. It's mounted on the ceiling. It also has a UVC lamp, and it directly and indirectly cleans every object in the room. So it can bounce off surfaces and clean up under different surfaces, and it truly cleans everywhere. And I think that this is something that can help our wonderful housekeeping team members because you want to make sure you don't miss a spot. But let's face it, we're all human.
Mhm.
Chances are we'll probably miss a spot, right?
Yeah.
And especially when we're cleaning room after room after room after room. So why not get a little help? And, I was speaking with some colleagues, and they said, wouldn't this be great to have the UV go on as soon as the guest checks out so it can disinfect the room before our housekeeping team members even come into the room?
Yeah.
Right? It's for
Mhm.
their safety as well. And then go ahead and have them clean and refresh and straighten up the room for the next guest. And then after they're done, go ahead and flash the room again and clean the room so now it's ready for the customer. And that's one of the things that I really love about this. It's for the safety of the hotel employees as well as the safety of the customers. Some other great things about this product that I fell in love with is that there's no sprays, there's no residue. Like
Right.
I love that. I think that's amazing. It's non-invasive. It's non-chemical. Like I love all of that. And to clean everything in the room, and it also purifies the air. I just couldn't. I'm so in love with this with this product. I want it everywhere. Not only do I believe that it belongs in hotels, it also belongs in restaurants. It's also set up to be in schools,
Uh-huh.
um, commercial office buildings. Um, our housekeeping team in the hotel, they're a very special group, and they just do a lot of hard work for them. And kudos to them. I love them. I love working with them. Um, I think that this is something that's helpful for all cleaning teams, right? It doesn't matter what industry you're in. Let's keep our cleaning team safe as well as our customers. And that's one of the reasons why I really, really love this product and I recommend this to hotels.
That's great. It's like, they clean the room, but they actually need tools to help them, like a vacuum,
Hmm.
maybe a spray. This will be, moving forward, it could help the sales and marketing team too, right?
Absolutely.
We have this additional
This is another
protocol.
tool,
Yeah,
right? Just
another
like you
tool
were
that we
saying.
have,
Hmm.
it's safe for you. You don't see it, but then you know that once it's done,
Hmm.
it's more safe for you to go into the restroom, to the rooms. So that will help for the hotel and establishment to have that installed.
Absolutely. And the you've seen and you've heard, and there are some hotels out there who have some type of UV. Some of them are using it. Hopefully more and more will. One of the reasons why I love FlySense is because there's just a lot of intelligence built behind the product. It can, like, say for instance, it's in the public restroom of a hotel in a casino, right?
Right. Yeah.
The intel high traffic, but it can track that and it can give you reports and tell you the stats on high traffic times
Like how
in a
many people have
space.
gone in and wow. Okay.
Absolutely. And so it's so much more than just an amazing disinfecting tool. There's a lot of intelligence behind it. So it can recommend times when you should actually clean the space. And, if you are in a hotel in Vegas and it's 24/7, right?
Yeah.
Then there are times where you work with your team to close the area off, put up the signage, let everyone know that you're cleaning this for their safety. And so this area is out of use until the UV has happened. And then when you open it up, it's wonderfully disinfected for them. So it's a product I can really get behind and
Yeah,
recommend.
because normally I notice for high traffic, restaurants like that, there's usually a staff there to kind of
Hmm.
checks off how many people, and probably they know, right? But then here with the machine, you can allocate that staff to
Hmm.
do something else, and you leave it to the machine and
Absolutely.
analyze. Obviously, if you have uh, a fight finish, people rush to the restaurant, right? So you don't close it then, right?
Right.
You want to pick a time that are less traffic, and then you close it off for however many time period that you need to clean that bathroom. And people understand, and that I always love when I see a clean bathroom. And when you
Yes.
walk into a restaurant, walk into a hotel with not so clean bathroom, then that experience can turn pretty quickly.
Absolutely. You will remember that. And even if your wonderful staff is so welcoming and so friendly, if you don't feel the place is clean, you're not going to go back there.
Yeah.
Right. And then on top of that, again, to protect our wonderful employees, if they don't feel the space is clean, they're not going to want to work there, you
Yeah.
know? So that's important as well.
So that brings me to your question. I know that you have so much experience on it. So by you reaching out to the housekeeping department and
Hmm.
by you giving all the feedback from them,
Hmm.
I know that there are a lot of additional work being put onto them. So
Hmm.
obviously they're worried about the safety, like you mentioned. So
Definitely.
are they feeling more stressed? Are they feeling more overwhelmed than normal time? And how would you advise, the management team and then the head of housekeeping to balance, for the cleanliness that our visitor like me will want, than to not overwork their staff, so then they keep them motivated?
That is a great question, and it has come up as a challenge from a lot of our housekeeping leaders.
Mhm,
Part of it is they can't get some of the team members to come back, right?
mhm.
They're scared, they're nervous. And then the ones that have come back, then they're doing a lot of overtime, right? Because they don't have all of the staff that they need. So the stress levels in some hotels, I would say in most, are actually very high. Even the ones where the hotels are doing really well with high occupancy, there's still a lot of extra work. There was one hotel leader, I love the way he put it. It's like, how can we make cleaning and disinfecting easy, so that it's done properly each and every time? And he's absolutely right, because when hotels were able to open and they received their guidelines and they went in and they went, okay, we're going to do this. And then
Mhm.
they saw how long it was taking and how much time and the wear and tear on their team members. It's like, how do we maintain that? Right. And so, what I have shared with the leaders is that training super important, right?
Right.
And open dialogue, right? Making sure that your team members know that you're here to protect them as well. And that's one of the reasons why I also say FlySense is kind of cool, so that you can sterilize the room before they even go in. As a team member, I would appreciate that you're really taking my safety into consideration as well. You're not just sending me in a room where there's a possibility that I might get sick, right? But you're also giving me that extra tool that we talked about to help me really clean the room, so that, if I do miss a spot as I'm cleaning everything in my 12, 13 rooms a day, that, you've got me covered, and we really are delivering something great to our customer. So it's definitely open dialogue. And it's also asking the team members, encouraging them, let me know if you see something that doesn't look right or feel right. Make
Mhm.
us aware of it so that we can get on top of it and we can address it. So, the training, the open dialogue, and to show them that you appreciate and value everything that they're doing is huge and will go a long way. Like I mentioned before, it's something that everybody expects to get done, but they don't notice it unless it's not done. So, let's show them that we appreciate them and value what they're doing.
I think a good leader, at the hospitality industry included, if a leader will always listen to their frontline worker. So in this case, it will
Yes.
be the housekeeper. So for
Mhm.
example, like you said, the FlySense is another tool that's going to help them. So
Mhm.
that will be if they put on grass right in the front, then
Mhm.
obviously it will help if they have a lawnmower that fits the size of the lawn. So right now there are a
Great.
lot of room that needs to be cleaned
Mhm. Mhm.
very thoroughly. And then you know that as a leader, that if you make your room clean and you can market, advertise for it, then your client are more likely to come in than you just do it and move on,
Right. Right.
right?
We're
So
Mhm.
you have to recognize it, and I think by, like you said, communicate with your frontline worker that
Mhm.
actually work on the room. Are there any things that will help you do your job better? Are there any
Mhm.
procedure that you would like me to suggest? I think by having regular communication and speak to your consultants like you, then they could improve the process. We I think the hospitality industry have changed, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
then you got to adapt to it. There might be ways that you're used to doing a certain things right now, but then with a new era, I would call it, like
Oh,
uh,
yes.
maybe like when I ever go to a hotel, I will have different expectation. Other than I want a pool, I want a spa, whatever, I want a room with an ocean view. Then will also safety will be very high on my
Mhm.
list. Before I checks off, I wanted to book that hotel.
Right. You're going to go in and you're going to be paying attention to more things than you did before,
Yeah.
right? Your eyes are going to be scanning the room, as well as the public areas. You're going to take notice to the new procedures that are in place. And what does that look like, right? When I walk into an establishment and some of them check my temperature, right? And
Mhm.
then when I walk into a different establishment and they don't check my temperature, I say, "Oh, you're not checking my temperature," right? And it sets off a little alarm, right? So you're going to start noticing different things as we move forward in this new era, like you put it.
Yeah, the hotel industry is strange. There are little things that people do in addition to what's required that sets
Mhm.
them apart. So for example, for me, before we'll be going to a swimming pool, like right, we'll all go to the pool, it's hot, whatever, then I swim. But then if they ask me, would you like a towel? Or
Mhm.
would you like refreshment?
Mhm.
Then I know that they care. Something in addition that they do, maybe this time when they go to the front desk, they could, if they install the device, they'll tell them, oh, they all you've been treated with
Mm-hmm.
UVCC
Mm-hmm.
for your protection. That's something you don't have to tell them. They probably would see them, but then that gives them a sense of safety, knowing that
Mm-hmm.
your establishment cares, and maybe even tell them some of the additional procedure that the housekeeping team are doing in addition to the standard, that required.
Absolutely. That's part of marketing. And so you want cleaner spaces for peace of mind. And
Mm.
so it's important to communicate what you're doing on your property. And again, this is true for, I mainly work in the hospitality industry and hotels, but of course I do restaurants in hotels, but also standalone restaurants, right? Commercial buildings, and especially in schools. As adults, when we're told, don't touch this, wash your hand, do this, stay 6 feet away, you can't necessarily expect all of the kids to follow those rules as
Mm.
well. So, what if you have something like this that's in their classrooms, and especially in the restrooms at schools, right? And so, perhaps when everyone's in class and no one's out, the sensors go on, they see that there's no one in the restrooms, and it goes ahead and it sterilizes the restroom, right? So we're keeping our youth clean, right? This product is great everywhere, and it's to help all of our cleaning teams out, all of our cleaning teams everywhere in all industries.
Yeah, it's funny that you bring up schools, and obviously I've been to restroom in a hotel, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're always
Mm-hmm.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to multiple restroom in a school,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Um, but that doesn't make that you have to be like that. That you don't have to be the typical stereotype. What if you walk
Mm-hmm.
into a school, they have spotless, very clean restroom at a
Mm-hmm.
school? So how would that affect your reputation at a school? When you say our school have the best education, best teacher, then your visitor went into your bathroom and then, ooh, like that.
Exactly. You want to make sure, there are a lot of parents who are okay with sending their kids to school right now, and there are a lot of parents who are still scared, right? So what can we do to make them feel safe, to know that you're doing extra things in the school to help keep my child safe while my child is there on your property? I
Yeah.
think that is so important to communicate that and to really be actively doing something for everybody's health and safety. This also, again, the employees, it helps the teachers and the staff at the school as well. We've heard too many times about schools that opened and then got shut down because both teachers and students and staff were now, infected with the coronavirus. So,
Yeah. Well, it's been a fun discussion today. Time went by really fast. So
oh my God.
um, I'm going to have Vivian on, once a month, to talk about, her expertise and her consulting. So what's going to be on for next month, Vivian?
I think it would be really great if we talked about sales and marketing. A
Mhm.
lot of hotels are struggling and they haven't been able to bring back their entire sales teams right now.
Mhm.
And so I've got some great solutions for them.
Right. So let's all reach out and hear if you are in the sales and marketing
Mhm.
department at the hospitality industry. Um, Reach out to Vivian. I'll put her contact information in there. Just
Great.
if you wanted to give your name, it's fine, or you could do it anonymously. Ask any question that
Mhm.
you might have, or surrounding your business, and then we'll address them, during the show.
All right, wonderful. It's always great having a conversation with you, Swire. We always trade great information, ideas, helpful tips. So I love speaking with you.
Thank you so much for having you on today. I'll talk to you next month.
All right, sounds
Thank
good.
you. Bye.
Be safe. Bye bye.